Hi class, just want to give you your weekly wrap up, and we're going to talk about the discussion questions that you had to do for last week. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to talk about your questions here. Okay, you can see this first question. It says, the LEA determines in a case conference that a child is ineligible for special education but is eligible for 504 services. The parent refuses to accept that decision, indicating that if a child is eligible for 504 services, he must also be eligible for IDEA. Who is legally correct and why? Well, in this instance, the public school is legally correct. Just because a child has a disability does not mean they automatically qualify for IDEA. Remember, there's the two-pronged process for that. They have to have an identified disability, plus that disability has to adversely affect their educational performance. So in this part, maybe the child does have a disability, but it may not be adversely affecting their educational performance. Therefore, they're eligible for 504. But just because you're eligible for 504 does not mean that you're automatically eligible for IDEA. All right, the next question. It says a 10-year-old boy with ADHD is evaluated but determined ineligible for special education services. The case conference committee recommends 504 service but does not find the student eligible under IDEA. The parent argues that because of his son's ADHD, his son's grades are suffering and that ADHD is a disability itself and should receive special education services. Who is legally correct and why? In this case, the school is legally correct. The parent was incorrect in saying that ADHD is a disability category itself. It is not. ADHD sometimes falls under other health impairment, but is not its own individual disability category. So therefore, the school is correct in saying that the child could be eligible for 504 because ADHD does qualify under 504. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about next week's module. So I move on and I'm looking at week 6. You have your introduction video to watch. You also have the Americans with Disability Act. We have a couple of videos here for you to watch. You also do have a case brief assignment for this week for you to look at, and then your self-check quizzes. Also, I've graded all of your discussion posts for week 4 and week 5. If you did not receive a grade for those, that means you have not went and actually submitted the assignment. You may have posted, but you actually have did that blue submit assignment. Go through the link on Blackboard. Do not use the VoiceThread link that's in your MyUSI. Actually go back to that week's module, click on that link, and then hit submit assignment. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great week.